Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you have young kids, then it is that time of the year again where you have to turn a shoebox into something that's cute and adorable that they can collect Valentines in. And if you need an idea for this, today I'm going to show you how you can easily turn a shoebox into a gumball machine. But before we get started, make sure that you head to my site at svgnation.com so that you can grab the free files needed to make this. And there is a link in this video description that's going to take you directly there, so you can just click there. And once you have that uploaded in Cricut Design Space, go ahead and add that to your canvas. Okay, and guys, I am cheating a little bit. When I was at Hobby Lobby the other day, I found that they have like pre-made shoe boxes that already have the slit in it. So I actually grabbed one of those. After 10 years of painting and cutting shoe boxes, I kind of felt like I earned to cheat a little bit. But this is going to work for any shoebox. And I'll tell you how you can resize this because shoeboxes are not one size fit all. So the first thing you need to do is go ahead and ungroup your layers and go ahead and measure your shoebox. Measure the height and the width, and then click on this layer that's all grouped together. Keep this one grouped together. And right here with your width, go ahead and make that about the width of your shoebox. You can make it slightly larger, but when you resize this, you do also need to resize this rectangle as well. But the reason why you've got to click on just this one is this is going to give you the width of this right here. So my shoebox is actually about a little less than 8 inches wide. So you see how this is just a little bit bigger because I do have it go over the shoebox a little bit. And the height actually goes over as well because my shoebox is only about 11 inches high. So you want the width slightly larger, and it's okay for the height to go above it. So you would just select both of these layers because you do want to resize this. If you're using this as a cutout, you don't necessarily have to use this, and I'll explain what that is in a second. But that's all you're going to do is drag it, and you can kind of keep clicking on this to kind of see the size that you have. And if you need to make it smaller, just click on those and drag it smaller. And now this right here is just for you to place on your lid to use as kind of like a template to cut out the hole. You also can go ahead and assemble all of this and then just cut out the hole while this is assembled. So you don't necessarily have to use this. You can just delete that if you don't want to use it. And that will kind of make resizing this a little bit easier because now in the width, you can just type in the exact width that you want it to be. So it's completely up to how you want to assemble this. And then there's nothing else that you need to do to modify this. However, if you want to make some of the colors different, then you just need to click on each layer and change the color for that. But this is very simple, just cutting and assembling. And once you have these cut out, it's going to be really easy for kids to glue all of this on as well. And it's pretty fun because the gumballs are really fun. So it's a fun project that your kid can do. So once you've got your shoebox painted and ready to go, then go ahead and make all of these. So just click on Make It, and we are using our standard mat, and go ahead and get all of your pieces cut out, and then I'll show you exactly how to assemble it. And you're going to want to start by lining the gumball base up with the bottom of the box. So your box should be able to stand when it's done. And now the top of it is going to hang over the box some, but you do want to line the bottom part up. And the gumball top should line up perfectly on top of this. However, mine did not, and I was really puzzled as to why, since it all lined up perfectly when I tested it. And then I remembered that I resized this in the video to demonstrate for you guys how to do that, and I forgot to size it back before I cut it. So mine is actually about an inch bigger, like in width, than yours is going to be. But I decided that it was still going to work because this was my last piece of the heart paper and I really liked how it looked with it. So yours is going to look slightly different unless you make yours oversized like I did. But your round gumball is going to line up on top of the base. Mine is actually going to overlap a little bit. That way everything lines up with the cutout. So I'm just going to line it up, and then I'm just gluing the gumball base slightly on top of like my gumball top. And if you didn't already cut out the top of your box, you can wait until you have like all the base pieces glued down, because then you're going to know exactly where to cut out. And this is probably the easiest way to cut it out, but you can also line up that black rectangle that you saw in Design Space to cut it out before you glue everything down. And if you do it that way, just make sure that you line all the pieces up with the black rectangle first. That way you know it's placed in the correct spot. Or you can use one of these pre-made boxes that already has it cut out for you. But after you glue down all of your cardstock, you're going to glue the pom-poms down as your gumballs, and you can spread these out as much as you like, or you can completely fill it in. This is actually going to be a really fun part for the kids to do. They can actually decorate this whole box by themselves. I'm actually using hot glue for this just because I want it to dry quicker for the video, but if you have your kids putting the gumballs on, then just use a regular craft glue. It is going to work just as well. So this is like a super easy box to put together, and like I said, your kids can do most of the work. They can paint the box, and they can glue everything down, so it's a lot of fun for them, and they still get to decorate everything this way. You'll just probably have to cut out the cutout unless you're using one of the pre-made boxes. And if you're still looking for Valentine ideas to send to school, I do have a few different ones on my blog, so you can check those out in the Valentine section. And thank you guys so much for watching. Bye.